Here's a casting project bound to get Game of Thrones fans really excited, and that's making Arya's cat's paw from the show. The handle to be cast in brass, and the blade in aluminum. Now there are two furnaces going into use here. The aluminum is going to be melted down in a big furnace, the brass in an electric furnace, because it's a little bit easier to control and regulate, and the brass needs to go in around 1,000 degrees Celsius. But first, the models have to go into plaster casts that'll capture the shape, and with those casts just about ready, the brass and aluminum start to get heated up and then get poured into the molds. They'll take over the space vacated by the wax and 3D printed parts. And just look at that. That stunning blade emerges from that cooled water. Now time to remove the slag from the brass for the handle, and in it goes. And look at that. Stunning green flames. The excess spilling out just a little bit. Time to cool that one off too, and watch that plaster just disintegrate around that stunning handle. Out it comes in the two pieces. With everything cooled, it's time to get back into the shop, grind and file things down, clean up all the pieces, and then begin the assembly. Now to some sanding to really smooth that blade surface out. Even taking it to a polishing wheel. A little work with the rotary tool on the brass handle, and you see it start to shine now. Time to get rid of the excess, removing the cast of that small wax tree that held everything in the mold. And some different files needed to get into all those small spaces in the design. Now for some two-stage epoxy. The mixture of those two makes for an incredible bond. And the two layers of this handle now come together and get a paint job. It's got to be accurate. So, those brass details ground down to shine once again through the brown color of that handle. Time now to work on some of those lovely ornamental details. These two small parts buried in some resin. And that resin mold can be used to make a whole host of these lovely little gems. More of that epoxy to stick them into place. And now the blade inserted, and look at that stunning end product. The cat's paw from Game of Thrones. Another amazing DIY from PressTube.